All right, I have a timer set. I have a little bit of spare time here. I'm waiting for waiting. So I figured I'd play and shoot a video. I have, what, one or two more to go in Tour 4, but I was down playing some Tour 3 and lost a few. Replayed somebody and lost 2 times. What was the deal with that? They wouldn't replay me the third time. I don't know what the deal was. Don't know what the deal was. That you beat me twice, now you won't replay me? And they were close. We made it to the shootout both times. In tournament play, we would bring out a big enough ball so that we could bridge this gap and get out here towards the end, and there's a rough bump you can do to the cup. I think if we get in the right spot over here on the other side, we kind of have a similar shot from over here. I think they needed a little more, well, maybe. It might be, no, they might be able to get over to the other side. Otherwise, you can bounce off the island there on the left. You can bounce off of this island up here and get over, but they might be able to make that. Can I make that? Can I make it? I don't know if I can make it. I can if I'm to the right just a little. If I was right there, I can make it. So I'm going to set it up right there. 2-1. It's 3 per ring. I'm going to do a full ring adjustment. Max curl. My maximum curl. Hitting it perfect. And see if I can swing it back over to the left where it was in that gap. And just float it up there. If you bring out a power, now if you're hitting out to this area right here, depending on your clubs, if you bring out a power 3 ball, I think you're in between clubs if you're trying to do that rough bump. There's some difficulty. I think we play this hole in tournaments now that I'm sitting here looking at it. I think we play this with a katana to put us in the right spot. Otherwise you get into a red line area here for this rough bump, and if I remember correctly, it's like, it might be plus 10 if you've got bigger stuff. Maybe. Ooh. They're gonna get their feet wet. And I'm right there on the line. Viper, minimum club. It's 2.6 per ring. I'm gonna do 1 ring. Seems like it's just a little teeny bit of topspin. One ring. If I can grab a hold of the freaking ball guide instead of spinning the screen around. Technical difficulties. It's hard to tell exactly where that was coming out. Like if I over pulled it and it should have taken a little bit of wind off, you're definitely going uphill right there. So maybe taking a little off. I know there's a very slight adjustment there, but this is why when you have beginner stuff, you do not, and I repeat, you do not want to end up in the rough or the sand. Your rough and sand irons suck. With a capital S. Oh shit, every letter in that word's a capital. Fairway to green. Stay in the fairway, get on the green, make your putt, move to the next hole. Fairway to green. Good game, my man. Good game. No more action? No more? What do I got to do? I got to win 1 more, I think, in order to max out that tour. Then we can try and get the last. Oh, I did. That did max it out. Let me get Make sure I don't have any. I have some of these in my other account, and I got a whole bunch of them, and I haven't used them. They give you extra clan points and extra stuff, and I always forget to put them on. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can max out Tour 4. We need to win 2. Let's just win 2 in a row to make up for the 2 in a row I lost. Screwing up my win percentage. When I was on Dunner's stream last night, one of the things we were talking about was bankroll. When you're going up, having enough bankroll to be able to go up and not worry about winning or losing. It's 3.0 per ring, so it's a ring, and there's a ring, and 0.4 would be what? About that much, and a little more, just for safety. Having lots of bankroll when you're going up, so you don't have to worry about winning or losing. You can learn the course, especially if it's your first time playing. It gives you the opportunity to learn those courses. Got to be able to take your lumps. But it would be really helpful, and the game's been out long enough that and it's definitely possible, because you know they keep the stats, right? To have a win percentage in the last 100 games. That would be super, super helpful. Because maybe you've played 1,000 games and you've been playing Tour 6, and you finally move up to the Pro Tees and you're playing Tour 7, and it'd be nice to know kind of what your win percentage is, how well you're doing. See if you can improve over time. My opponent is over nicely. Over. Seemed like I was getting close here, but no cigar. There's max. There's min. There's mid. I'm eking more towards mid. With the ball guide on this club sucks. 3.8. 2.2. Oh, I'm in my runner. 3.0 is mid. I'm going to do 4.5. And I hit it great. On the side I overpulled, so I got that going for me. I keep leaving my stuff short with this account, and it's the ball guide stuff. You're trying to anticipate where it's going to roll out, and not getting it right. That wasn't going to go in anyways, but at least I want to start making sure I'm at least getting to it. Now, the one thing about the Grim Reaper is it does have some backspin. At level 2, it's only got a little, but that club is at some point in its life, does get more backspin than the rest. I would have put that second bounce in the hole if you were really trying to go for that. At least you got a chance that if you can get everything right and you hit it perfect, that the second bounce will get in the hole. Tour 3. I was playing Tour 7 last night with my 77 account, and I was just trying to have some fun. And anytime I got up a shot, I'd miss a putt, or I'd just chip it right next to where I was at and let my opponent get up. If they drove into the drink and got out of bounds, and trying to get people to replay me, and I was able to get about half the people to replay me. I was forcing shootouts. I lost half the shootouts, and half of those I would have, half of those I would have won if I would have just beat him out on the course, but I was trying to get people to replay, and was having a lot of fun, and I'm sure that there was a lot of people that were like, what in the shit is this guy doing? Max Viper is 2.1, so it's 2.5 times 1.1 divided by 2.1. is 1.3 rings. And it seemed to me it was about that much topspin. .3 rings. .3. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get even close. A little too much topspin. Gotta remember on this hole, it's just like 3/4 or 1 topspin. I'll give you some words of advice if you're new. Your distance is more important than your accuracy when you're coming in and playing these shootouts. If every time your ball stopped when it was the closest to the cup, you're going to win a much higher percentage of your shootouts than if you get accurate. So like you can go, wow, I hit the flagpole and bounced off, or I went over the cup and man, that accuracy was good, but your distance is what's more important of stopping. I think about how many times I've lost shootouts or lost because I breezed right past the cup and ended up going 5.8 yards past it, when if I'd have stopped when I was right there, I would have been 0.5 yards away, at least the way they measure distance. Distance is super important. If you're off to the left or the right and you're still you hit it and you didn't quite have it right and you were 1.5 off, you're 1.5 off as opposed to 5.8. Distance is super important. Super important. Did we finish? Do we have one more? We have one more to play in Tour 4. One more and we can max that out. And I'm playing against Dad. Which ought to be good for me, because if my dad was alive, I'd be like 80. I'm not sure he's got steady hands. My opponent hitting it straight forward. I think from there, that is definitely 2 more shots to get on. It is a long ways down, and I don't have enough topspin to get me, even if I overpowered it, to get me over into that area. I'm going to pinch up as close as I can get right there, which is normally if I'm doing a max curl shot, I'd like to be 3 rings, but I'm just going to do, what is my QB? I don't even have accuracy numbers for my QB, so I'm just going to act like it's a 1 per ring. And I hit it 2 rings on the inside. Let's see if I left myself enough room. I did, barely. Let's see if I can get some more distance. I'm not sure I'm much better off than my opponent, but I am better off than my opponent. Where are they? I did get a little more distance than them. They got a big dog. The big dog. Now, if I shoot it straight forward down there on the right-hand side, I might be able to get, now, I was thinking I might be able to get on my Firefly range and in my wedge range, but I think it's still short iron from down there. Let's see where I can get to. Where can I get? I can get down here. Get a little bit closer. Not that it's really going to help, but I can get a little closer. The Viper. Let's pull back a little from the red line. Viper is 2.1 per ring, so that'd be 2 rings, and I'm going to go right back to the red line. There's 2. I'm going to give myself a little bit of room. I'm going to do 2.5 and just hit it. 1 ring great to the right. Give myself a short iron shot. If I could ever get a kingfisher, I would really feel good about it, especially if I can get my kingfisher to like level 2. I think at level 2 it really does start to, then it gets into a gap where there's clubs that get better than it. The Hornet. A lot of people like playing with a Thorn. And once you get that kingfisher up in levels, then it gets good again. Really good. The Runner. There's Max. There's Min, so I'm at mid-club. I'm going to play right here with 2 backspin. I'm going to get right up on it. 0.9 Runner. 0.9 divided by 2.4, like a third of a ring. Hitting it perfect. Close. Needed to be back just a little, just so that it could catch and then roll out. I'm trying really hard not to leave myself short. I have on a couple of these shots, but I'm really trying to make sure that I can at least get there. Off to the shootout. Let's see if we can win one. How much time I got on my timer? 42 minutes. Got plenty of time. I think this is a difficult hole. I think so. I think with this ball I'm right at the red line, so I'll have to hit it with my backbone and run it up there. Or is it backbone? Yeah, I'll have to hit it with my backbone. Yeah, that's gonna go. And plus they didn't work out the wind and they're short shooting it. Not a fan of that. Not saying they can't net some results. That's not bad. I think the last 2 times I played this hole, I got my lunch 8. So I am definitely in between. Definitely. Kmart sucks. 5.5. I'm at Viper at minimum club. 2.6. For downhill on my 5.5 divided by 2.6. It'd be 2.1 rings. I'm going to do that much. And then I'm going to have to short shoot it, which I'm not a fan of. So I didn't. Seemed like the last 2 times I was here I left myself short, so instead of short shooting it, I hit it up there. Close. And my did they quit? Good game. Didn't think my dad was a quitter. Are you there? Are you there? No. No dice. Did we max out Tour 4? I think we have maxed out Tour 4 now. So now it's just playing down here and trying to get some of these clubs up. And I am not sure, like, I really think playing Tour 3 would net me more of, or at least get me, when you start talking about Tour 4, so when we talk about Tour 4 clubs, we're down here on the bottom row in the first section. In the top row, we got 1 Epic, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we introduce 3 more when we go up a tour where it could potentially be those, but I really just would like to get a big topper, a Horizon, and a freaking Kingfisher. I mean, how hard can that be? They're low level shit. If I'm playing Tour 4, I am getting the opportunity to get some of the commons like the Saturn, and getting the Saturn worked up a couple more levels, it becomes it's gonna take the spot of the Backbone. It has more tools. It has top spin, back spin, curl. Its accuracy is always in the around the 2 per ring range, so it's pretty easy to remember the win numbers on it. And I really would just like to get, let's open up one of those just to make sure I have room in case somebody does want to replay. What does this one do? Got a chest coming up. There is a person at the front door. All right. All right now. Let's play some Tour 4. Now I'm going to play some Tour 3. I think I'm going to play some Tour 4. I'm going to play some Tour 4 until I get that quarterback one more level, and then I may drop down to Tour 3, just trying to get more extra miles. I didn't get any extra miles at all playing Tour 2, but I didn't play there for very long. And it's my turn. There's 2 holes in this that I lay up with my wood. This being one of them. It's like 2.6. I'm going to do 2 rings. How much curl do I got? That might be too much. Isn't it perfect? Just trying to stick it up in that corner. The other hole that I do, it's a par 4 as well, and I lay it up with my sniper, and it gives me an absolute perfect rough bump to the cup with a sniper. So it's a sniper. There's actually 3 par 4s that I lay up with. I hit with my wood and then drive it into the cup with the wood. And whenever I play those holes, it's amazing how many people are like, give me the little mouth open, like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Like, you can hit it way down there. I am seeing a lot of people on this hole actually play it smart, where they're trying to do the rough bump off on the left-hand side and just bleed it up, as opposed to like getting super aggressive and going for the cup, because it can be difficult. There's max, there's min, so I'm at minimum club. So minimum Viper's 2.6, so 0.9 divided by 2.6. It's 3/4 of a ring. Three-quarters of a ring, or excuse me, 0.34 of a ring. What was I thinking? There's 2.5, there's 3.5. Oh, fuck. In that situation, the worst thing you can do is hit that grate to the right. Luckily, it was just a one ring. Because everything, when you hit the ground right there, everything's getting pushed. The ball's bouncing off to the... number one, I have side spin pulling me to the right. And when it hits right there, it is slightly sloped. So when it hits, it's automatically trying to go to the right. And the side spin's pushing it to the right. And anything to the right can end up in big trouble real quick. And my opponent shot farther up the course than me, so their angle here is pinched up. That's why I was trying to get farther to the left and wasn't really worried about distance, just trying to open up that lane. Can be a difficult hole. There is a way to get on this hole. There's several ways to get on. If you got upper developed clubs, you can curl over there. Or if you got a club that has curl, if you got a quarterback or a rock, if you bring out a big enough ball, you can do it with a big topper. If you bring out the right ball, you can do it. There's a max overpower hook shot you can do here with an extra mile. And you might be able to get it done if you bring out like a power 3 ball with a. Once your extra mile starts to get its distance where it's in the 30s, you can do it with a katana. But if you got a lower level one, it is a little more difficult. You got to bring out a bigger ball. I should go out there and practice it. There is a couple holes here. There is a couple holes here. I should go back and play some the Tour 4. There's a couple holes I figured out some shots with a Marlin doing a max overpower hook that gets you in the same spot you would be in if you came out with a Kingmaker. You still have to take the second shot. You still got to deal with whatever you got there, but at least you can get to the spot. My opponent did fine. I'm pretty sure this is plus. Need to do like plus 10 here. So it's a 2.3 times. I'm going to do 1.15 divided by. Where am I at in my club? I'm at minimum club, which is 2.6, so it's one ring. And I'm going to do 1.1 just to be extra safe. And I hit it great. I got all that going for me. I think it was on track if I'd hit it perfect. It would have been close. Close. Winner, chicken dinner. And a platinum chest. Look at that. Looky. Alright, we'll open up this Tour 3. Get nothing. We should get every club we're looking for in that one chest. I had all my hopes and prayers just like worked up on that one chest. And they didn't come through. Play some Tour 4 here. There is a couple holes here. Hopefully I can get them. And we'll show that those max overpower hooks. I'm going to do a one ring pull. It's 3 per ring. That's adding on 20%. Somewhere between 15 and 20. Who's counting? Let's try and thread the needle. I can't get on in 2, so just getting up there in the clear. Even if you don't get up in the clear, you can still recover You need to get over to the other side if you want to recover. So you don't want to fail back in these areas. If you're going to fail, you want to fail up here so you can at least get over to the other side. And it is better when you're on the other side if you're on the right. Like staying, you don't want to get so close that you end up taking any risks of getting into the rough, but you do want to make sure that you, if you can, that you stay as much to the right as possible. I got my big Viper. My opponent might with a 2-ring grade. It's always difficult when you hit 2 rings off. They should be fine right there. Just fine. I'm going to be 3 rings off. 2.7. And I am at max Viper, which is 2.1. 2.7 divided by 2.1. 1.28. 1.3 rings. I know it seems crazy doing the wind. If you're watching this and you're like, why the shit are you doing those little teeny micro winded? I'm helping new people and we need to build habits. And I pulled 3 rings off because I was going to do max curl and I wanted to give myself room for the curl to become effective and not over curl it. That's what happens a lot of times with people is they're trying to get to an area and they know they're going to have to put curl on it and they pinch themselves up in this area, so when they put the curl on it, then instead of giving the ball room to just be able to run down the course, it hits and then goes right into the rough. My opponent's got the big dog. I have to call him right back. As soon as I take this shot, I gotta call those people back. We'll have to pause. What do I have here? I got my runner. There's Max. There's Min. There's Max. I'm about midish. It's 3.0 per ring, so 1.7 divided by 3. 0.56 of a ring. Let's do 2 backspin. .56. 0.56. Hitting it perfect. In the hole! Eagle! That's a difficult hole to get an eagle on. This hole right here is an eagle hole. It's a birdie hole with an eagle opportunity. There's not much. Even if you've got upper developed stuff, it's a tough shot to get up there. You're not really shooting for Alvy. You're just trying to get up there and get your eagle. So it's big to get an eagle on this hole. Big. Now they're going to bounce that out. The wind's going to push them forward, but I think that thorn's probably, I don't know what a thorn 3 is, but most of its life it spins around 2, so it's got to be worse than 2. So they'll have to put a little bit of overpower on it, otherwise they're going to end up just clipping the rough. And thorns don't have any topspin, so they have backspin. Can't have everything, right? And they have ball guide when they get upper developed. I would have taken the shot. Come on, man. You got to at least give yourself a shot at it. Come on, dude. Come on. Game over. Game over. Winning a chest. All right. All right, hold on one second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. That was only, on my side, that was like 6 hours. But for you, it was just a millisecond. See, it's time travel. Here we go. What are we doing? I'm playing Tour 3. No. I want to play Tour 4. I want to see if I can get on some of those holes. I think I figured out a max OP hook on one, and I have no idea which hole it is, what course it's on. See if we can get up and get down there. Okay, 4-3. Get my trusty dusty calculator out. 4 point. If I can get it, my fingers to work, divided by 3. 1.6 rings. There's 1.6. And I hit it great. That'll put me in the rough or the sand right down there on the tip. Right there. No room to hit great there. Got to hit it perfect. There's barely any room if you got upper developed stuff. If you have upper developed stuff, you have some options. Depending on which way the wind's blowing, there is a spot that you can do right here. You can get your bounce number 1, bounce number 2, and then bridge over that and rough bump out. It's like a third bounce rough bump. It might be a second bounce rough bump. It is dangerous as hell. It works really well when you have side wind days, but when you have tailwind and headwind days, the adjustment is rough. My opponent will be just fine. Now, if I can't make it over, I am in big ass trouble. No, and I don't know that I can. Do I have any topspin? Just a little. Just enough to get me in some trouble. If I could just make it over to the other side, I'd be all right. I'm going to leave the wind in. The wind's going to push me just about that much. That might just be enough. No overpower. I need to hit it perfect too. Hitting it perfect. There might just be enough if I can get... Ooh, not quite enough. Almost. One more roll and I would have been in the fairway, and then I could have got on. Arr, arr. I should probably move over to my playing table where I normally play at, so I can have all my shit in front of me. Now I'm in big trouble because I can't make it from here. Even if I had a Nirvana, I couldn't make it from here. No dice. But a Jungleist has got, it's the biggest hitting one that I have. What is my Jungleist? It is, I say 5.2 per ring. I'm going to do a half a ring. Put the forward distance back on. Not much, but every little bit might help. Hitting it perfect. It's a tough angle. I think I made this earlier and got the eagle on this hole. This hole can bite you in the ass. Bite ya. This is why when you get upper developed stuff, you get a Nirvana, or if I will tell you that when I get an Amazon in this account, some point way in the future, because I want to stay in these lower tours and get my clubs, just work on my clubs and work on the stuff, slow play it. Let's see where I'm at. Max runner, min runner, mid runner. So I'm at mid runner. Mid runner is 3 per ring. So 3.8 divided by 3, 126. I'm gonna just do the 1, 2. 2 backspin. 1.2 rings. And there's 1, 2. Oh, and I really thought I hit that perfect. And I think I would have missed right on the other side of the cup if I'd hit it perfect. I would have straddled it. Close. No cigar. Get in a hole. Encourage them. Maybe they'll replay me. That was not perfect. I was playing somebody the other day and they missed and then they rolled off the other side. It's like, all right. And I spotted him a shot. I spotted somebody yesterday in my 77 account. I spotted him 2 shots. And I played another person yesterday that was hitting their drive into the rough or into the water. They kept getting out of bounds, and I spotted them 3 shots before they finally made it. They were trying something out, and it wasn't working out for them, and I let them keep shoot it. But what was really funny about it was I was playing with a Marlin, and they were playing with a 5-power ball on tour 3. And they kept putting them in the water, and they kept bringing them out. No, I was on tour 7. Excuse me. What was I thinking? Now, I keep putting too much topspin on this, and it needs to be like maybe 1. It's 1.1 times whatever the wind is. And I'm going to be in my Viper. And I think I'm in max club. It's 2.1. So 2 divided by 2.1. In the sand. In the sand. .2, 1.15 rings. Okay, and I keep overshooting this, so I'm putting on that much. I'm going to put on a little less than 1. .2 rings. There's 1, 2. It's 1.15, so I did 1.15. Perfect. El Perfecto. See if I got my distance right this time. Right there's where I want it to stop. If it had stopped right there, that'd be difficult to beat, but 3.62 is not difficult to beat, so I need to knock it. I was less than 1, so now I need to do like half a topspin. Gotta remember, half a topspin. You got it, bro. Let's play again. I don't know if I have enough. I don't know if I have an empty slot, but I'm willing to. Anytime somebody's willing to play again, you gotta. This is one of the sniper holes. I think the other one's in Tour 4 as well. Whatever course has got the duck hole on it. If my opponent ends up in the drink, I may go for it. I think I'd have to bring out a katana, though. Hitting it down there. Very nice. Now, this is the first of my opponents that I've seen that's really tried to get down to the end. Most of them have kind of laid it up in this area right here, and then they could try and rough bump it out or try and bleed it out. But getting all the way down to the end down there, it'll be difficult to get onto the green. It's about a half a ring. It's 2.1 per ring, so we'll do a half. Getting it perfect. Right where I want to be. Try and open that up as much as I can. If I had some ball guide, now doing the, now let's see if my opponent tries the rough bump right here and just tries to bleed it out, because if you're going straight at it, it's difficult, and being in between their red line here is not conducive for their shot. It would be better to start off over here and just lay it up, or use your curl and try and bring it around if you got a club that has any curl. Maybe that hole wasn't here. Maybe that was from when I was playing Tour 7 yesterday. The one with the other sniper hole. Yeah, that's what happens. You don't have a lot of backspin with that club. If you're going to be that close to it, you really got to stick it. Right. I'm going to give myself as much room as I can on the right hand side there. 1.4 divided by 2.1, just straight up is 0.66 of a ring. 0.66. Perfect. Let's see if I can get close. Get close, get close. That's close. Close. Try and give myself enough room there on the right. You don't want to pinch yourself up. One of the things about it, I'm a big fan of always trying to leave yourself 2 rings of separation. And sometimes, like on that hole, you might, if you're really trying to go for it and give yourself a look, you might have to pinch up a little. But anytime I'm like less than 1.5, that's really starting to get serious. With the low winds, with the winds being low and rookie, if you make good wind adjustments, even if you just make a standard wind adjustment, you're usually pretty good. But as you start going up in the tours and you get higher and higher wind, it's really important to leave yourself a little bit of leeway, because if you make a bad wind adjustment, it can go south real quick. Real quick. In the hole. Good game. Did I win a chest, or did I not have any empty slots? I don't think I had 2 empty slots. I didn't. I replayed them once. Dang it, no empty slot. Here we go. I'm gonna speed this open, see if I can get one of and no epic. No epic. What's funny is you got to pay 20 to open up a silver chest, whether it's Tour 4 or Tour 12. Opening up a gold chest and not getting 1 epic, I mean, come on. Come on. What kind of horse shit's that? What courses are in here? Glen Monarch Estate and Wiseacre Ranch. I think the one hole I'm thinking of with the max overpower hook was at Wiseacre Ranch. I don't have a very good short iron. My runner is the best that I have. You see the second bounce is what we're looking for, coming forward. If I leave I'm going to take the wind out and then I'm going to push the forward wind back in. It's 3 per ring. So there's 1.5, there's 1.7. Let's push that forward power back in. Try and hit it perfect. I'm going to lean and just rub the nub. Hitting it perfect. This should be -10 to the cup. Should take a little bit off. I know from playing this hole quite a few times. Times whatever the wind is. This is another green. If you got the right equipment, you got the right ball, you can get on a 1 if the wind's blowing right. You can go to that little island that's over on the left-hand side and bounce off that island and get a really good launch to the cup. They will easily be able to recover from there. .5. There's max. There's min, there's mid. I'm in mid club. Mid runner is 3 per ring, divided by 3. 1.35 rings. We'll put on the 2 backspin. Get right up on it. Should be 1.35. There's 1, 2.5, 1.35. Hitting it perfect. Ha ha ha! Didn't pull it quite enough. If I wouldn't have done anything, just did a straight up wind adjustment at a 1.5, that might have went in. Might have. Now, I will take the win. I will take it. When you first start playing, be brutal. Brutal. I was playing somebody the other day and we were on a shootout and they ended up in the water and I just tapped it right in front of me. The wind was blowing such that there was a good chance I was going to end up in the water too, so why screw around with it? Take the wind. Put the hammer down. That's why if you play fairway to green when you're playing one-on-one and just stay in the fairway, there are times you're going to get beat, but you're going to win a lot of matches just because you just stayed the hell out of the rough. It's always bad when you get in the rough. It's not the end of the world, but we want to try and stay out of it. One more. I got one more in me. Do I have one more slot to fill? I think I got one slot left. Let's play it. Let's play one more Tour 4. Wiseacre Ranch. I look at these little teeny thumbnails, which before Golf Clash Notebook came out, this was it. This was all you ever got of the course, and it was really difficult to see where you were playing or remember. Half the time those little teeny pictures don't do the hole justice. I have no freaking clue what hole we're playing. 3.4 divided by 3. 1.13 rings. There's 1, 2. And I'm right on the red line. Rubbing the nubs, hitting great. That'll put me in the rough. That'll put me in the rough. These clubs are so inaccurate. You cannot hit a 1 ring. Great. It's bad. It's bad. It's no bueno. I was just talking about don't end up in the rough, and then I turn around and the very next shot I end up in the rough. Is that poetic justice, or I'm just hey, I'm just taking the hit for all of you, just so that you see what it looks like. So it's not just me saying it, I'm demoing. And if you believe that, I have some property, oceanfront property in Arizona, cheap. Why does that not look like it's going to be good? That's going to hit the rough right there. That's got to hit the rough. Now they might be screwed. That's a long ways away. How many games they got? They got as many games as me, so they got shit clubs as well. You got any backspin here? Got a little. Got a little. What is my Jungleist? Jungleist is 5.2 at max. So 4 divided by 5.2. Hey, what in the shit? 0.76. Probably could have did that math in my head. Saved myself a little time. Hitting it perfect. Up next to the cup, short putt. I'm a fan of short putts. My goal is to help you get better at hitting closer to the cup so you don't have to take long putts. You have to go to Tommy or somebody like that and learn how to putt. They'll have a nice shot from there. To recover. In the hole. All right, let's see if they can get in. We will have played some Tour 4 today. Hopefully it's helping, especially if you're new to the game. I know that there's a lot of stuff. And as you go up the scales, it gets even worse if you're playing upper. Dunner was playing Masters yesterday and was trying to play all the Masters notes to try and get the shots in the cup, to really pick up a shot on every hole. And all of the little micro tweaks that you got to do. The main thing is just learn how to do the wind ring method, and if you're using the app, just get used to that muscle memory of just every shot, even though it might just be a quarter of a ring and it's like people are laughing at you going, why the hell are you moving it? Hey, get in that habit and build up those habits, because when you start getting up in levels where you're having to move it 2 or 3 rings up in tours and the wind's higher, you're going to have built that muscle memory and it'll be second nature. You won't even think about it. There's a lot of times I do it and I get done and I'm like, I just did a 0.2 move down there, and I just get into that habit of always making a wind adjustment. Okay, there was some tour play, just trying to build my clubs up slowly but surely. Wow, and I won a gold chest on that one. That's awesome. I will see you on the next one. We'll see how this tournament plays out. I'm the last of the 16s. I came in with a really weak qualifier with a 14 qualifier. I barely made the qualification. But we'll see. There are about 20 people down at the bottom that are still rolling. So I might actually eke out a top 10, which would be fantastic. I know how the bracketing used to work. And the bracketing, if you rushed your account up to Masters really quick, then you were now playing against, when you were in a tournament, you could come in here and check out your opponent, and every single person that you played at some point in their career had been a master. And so overall, you had some newer players that rushed up, and a lot of experienced newer players that rushed up to try and get more stuff in every one of their chests. So they rushed up to Masters, and that's their problem, not mine. And there was some newer players that just got up there, but the mass majority of the people in the bracket had played quite a bit of games and had pretty good, if not better, equipment than what I had. It was really, if you were expert, you were playing against experts. If you were rookie, where they had people that were pissed was rookies. You could have accounts that you played your account and you played Tour 7, 8, or 9, and you got a lot of good chests and a lot of good stuff, and then the next week you wouldn't play, so you'd get relegated back to rookie, and then you play some other account, and then you go back and you play Tours 9, 10, 11, get a bunch of good chests, work on your clubs all week long, and then not play that account and play some other account for the week, and it dropped back down to rookie. And so you had people that were in rookie that had better clubs than me, that had never gone past rookie. And so making the change to what it is now, I think that what it is now might be worse, because the tiers thing, I don't know that they have like tiers 1, 2, and 3, and they say that there's multiple tiers within the tiers. Going from tier 1 to tier 3 in one fell swoop, there's a lot of players that, you know, it doesn't take much to go out and shoot just minimum score. And if you're in tier 1 and just go out and just play and pick up the eagles and pick up the birdies on the holes, the par 5s you got to get an eagle on, and just go play the minimum minus 12, get a 24 overall, you're going to have some pretty good tournament results. And getting kicked up, it does seem like it's less fair now than it was before. Maybe that's just me. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good week, and I will continue to post some videos. I do have a pro account to play tonight, and I thought Dunner was going to call me, but he didn't. So we'll see if I can get into it. Thanks for watching.